Hi everyone, Assassin Gaming here and welcome to the upload. Today we're starting episode 2 of Satisfactory 1.0. So, off camera I had to move my iron and concrete production facilities because I need a lot of space today. Because today we are going to organize our iron production facility and also deal with our power situation. However, before we can do any of that, there is one task, well, a couple of tasks we need to do first off, and that is complete a couple of milestones. So what's Ada gonna say? Actually, let's grab some materials while she's talking.
Structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Hang on just 1 second there. What do you mean that the memories of my pets and family would have been nothing but a distraction, huh? I mean, where's the concern about my mental well-being? I'm very disappointed. I am very disappointed. I'm going to have to file a complaint with HR when I get off this planet. Because this is unacceptable. I am very disappointed. Well, let's finish getting some more materials. Let's see. Let's grab some more of the iron plates. And then we will do the resource sync bonus program because I need a few parts from the awesome shop, and I also want to take advantage of this backlog here. Alright, you're finally back.
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as Awesome. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the Awesome resource sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go Awesome.
I don't know, that one kind of sounded lacking from the update 8. Alright, so we'll put those in. And you will be the next one, because I do need the reinforced iron plates, among many other things. And I forgot to power you. Okay, that is looking good. Now, you probably think I'm crazy for using the steel beams to feed the awesome sink, but, well, honestly speaking, I can't even use them at the moment, so no point letting them gather dust. Alright, connect you to there, and connect you there, connect you to here. Okay. That sorts that out. So now time for us to sort out our power. But first, let's look at the recipe for the biomass. So 120 leaves per minute to make a measly 60 per minute. For the wood recipe, 60 per minute to make 300. Hey. Well, taking into consideration that our Mark 1 conveyors can only handle 60 and our Mark 2s can only handle 120 when we eventually get them, what we might do is split in half, so each constructor would get 30 per minute to make 150 biomass per minute. So what about the solid biofuel? What do you need? So you need 120 biomass per minute to make 60 of the solid biofuel. Okay. I think I have a plan. So, first things first, need to add in our foundations to our hotbar. And we will go... I think 9 will be long enough. Alright, put you there. And now for us to sort this out. So we'll put our storage container here that will hold all of our wood. And then we will have 2 splitters like so. And each second splitter will have 2 constructors. So basically each constructor will make 150 per minute, which means we have a 30 excess for the recipe for the solid biofuel. Well, considering that by the time we get our Mark 3s, we should have coal power generation, I am not really going to worry about the potential backlog. Okay, so those will come out to there. Then we just need a storage container there. And you know what? We'll be putting in another merge block here. Now, if you're wondering why we're only going to be able to handle 120 with the Mark 2s, and these two running at maximum efficiency is going to make 120 biomass, or not biomass, but solid biofuel. So essentially each section will have to have its own storage container, which will then come into here. And then go into another splitter. And then into the biomass burners. Alright, let's collect this. And see what Ada has to say about
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential applications.
Well, if it was going to try and eat us, we'd probably already be dead. Okay, I think 6 will be enough, at least for the time being. So I'm going to finish getting all of this connected up and fired up. So I will be back in just a moment. And welcome back. So I actually had to move it a little bit because I realized that having the biomass burners there was going to block access to that merge block there. So also I decided to feed the awesome sink with the remaining biomass that I had in my storage. So now is the time to complete another milestone. So let's quickly get it done. There we go. And now we can build reinforced iron
Milestone
plates.
reached. The
I just
assembler
remembered
can
I've got
produce
this
more complex
hard drive
parts,
to analyze.
including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It Company goals without any other ulterior motive.
Like what?
Note, humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Excuse me. But are you essentially calling me a pathetic human being? I mean, I can do a lot more than just walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources. Unbelievable. I mean, I do have a brain. I'm the one making your factory so you can make money off these items. Jeez. I really am starting to second guess my employment with Biscuit. Alright, so let's very quickly build a very rough and very slow production line for the reinforced iron plates. So we'll put you there. And then we'll put you there. Then put you to there. Connect you there. Then we will just power it up to make the reinforced iron plates. And then all we need to do is decide how many of the iron plates do we want. Because if we put a splitter here, we'll get half of the total production. But if we put it on this line, we would only get a quarter of our production. Well, considering that I'm going to be using a lot of foundations and walls shortly, I think we'll go with the quarter. Alright, so we just need to put in a storage container. Put you to there. And that sorts that out. Okay. So before I go off getting things built, let's quickly get the awesome shop built. And of course I am missing some items, so let's grab the items real quick. Alright. Get you built, and we have 9 coupons. Awesome. Okay, so we definitely need these. So that'll leave us with 6. And I definitely need that. Alright. So, ultimate question is, how am I going to set up the iron production facility? Well, I will say this right off the bat. I am not going to do what I did last episode with its setup. Instead, we're going to have all the iron stuff run in one area. So essentially we'll have one floor mainly handling the heavy conveyors. Then the second floor above it will handle all of the production. Hopefully that will also help in regards to space. So let's start off with a 5 by... Actually, let's just change the angle slightly. I would say there will do. All right. So, to start things off, let's just put down a bunch of smelters so we have a bit of an idea of things. Alright, let's have a look at our recipes here for iron ingots. So essentially you need 30 per minute to make 30 per minute. Alright. So at the moment we can only deal with 60. So let's have them in groups of 2. It will make scaling up a little bit easier to manage. You know what? Coming to think of it, I'm starting to think making it 5 wide was the right call. So, let's work off some assumptions here. Assumption 1 is going to be having 3 iron inputs. And each tower will be spread along for each group. Alright. So let's do some math here. So splitting it in 2 directions, that'd be 30 each direction. Split it 3 ways. That would be 20, which means each smelter would be operating on a 10 iron ore deficiency. So let's just work with 1 line of smelters, because my original plan was to have 2 lines. However, once we get a 3rd input, we can start adding in that 2nd line. So, let's put our mergers down like so. And then figure out, how am I going to do this? So if we put you like that, then bring you down like that, and all I need to do is essentially rinse and repeat like so. So that handles essentially our 1st and 2nd inputs. Only question now is, how do we deal with the next one? Alright, so what we could do is have you come out like that on each of them. And then put our lifts like this. And then all you would need to do is connect up like so. Just try to think, what would we have to do if we had a fourth input? I'll cross that bridge if that ever comes to be. Alright, so let's quickly head over to the research building and see what recipe we've unlocked. Because it could ultimately change how we have our factories. Okay, what do we got here? Alternate wire. So 5 iron ingots to make 9 wire. A lot slower and a lot more expensive, but iron is in better supply. And then we have the bolted iron plate. So 15 per minute. Okay. The only thing I don't like about this recipe is that it costs 14 screws more. You know what? Let's tempt fate and... actually, I'm probably going to regret this, but... Rescan. Oh, hello. 2 completely different recipes. So what do we got here? So an alternate recipe for our modular frames. Not that we're going to be using them anytime soon, I don't think. So faster production, and instead of the iron rods, you need screws. And you are able to produce faster. So 1 iron rod is 4 screws, so in terms of costs, that would be essentially 14 iron rods worth. And then we got this one. So instead of iron rods, we use copper sheets. You know what? We'll go with this recipe. Well, then all I've got to do now... Actually, I think I may have goofed up a little bit. Alright. I know what I've done. So essentially, that needs to go. Then basically 2, 2, and then get rid of you. So, actually, that works out. Because if we put our splitters here in order to go to our smelters, this conveyor lift would have blocked this off. So that is definitely a happy accident right there. Alright, well, I'm going to quickly go and get these walls built. So I will be back in just a moment. And welcome back. So, this is the underneath for our smelters facility. So we got the conveyor lifts already going up, and up on top, we have our smelters all set and ready to go. Just needs to be powered up. So now it leaves the question of how are we going to manage the output? So last time we had it like connect into a merger, then go to a splitter, go up. But that's not really going to work here. So what we'll do is we'll have you like that, and then make a tower, and then one, and then another tower like so, and then we just connect it up like this. And then what we'll do is have one outlet there and another one here. And then we just place you there and place you there. And that essentially takes care of that. So what we'll do is we'll just head back downstairs, punch a hole in the wall, and put you right there. Then I just need to put you and you there. And then just connect those up. Alright. Well, I am going to very quickly build the foundations for the next sector. So what I'm thinking is having a gap between sections. So this section here would be the iron smelter sector, and this sector over here can be our item production or our tier 1 production items for our iron. At least that is my plan. And it seems like I'm going to have to take care of those, which I have no fuel for. So I will be back in just a moment because I'm also going to have to get you to move. So with the power of editing, I hereby declare that this is now done. Okay, so we have our output for our iron ingots right there. Now the question is, how do we want to handle this? Now I did some rough math here. So essentially each constructor takes a full foundation, and we have essentially 3 things we need to make from the iron, which is the iron plates, the iron rods, and the screws. So assuming that it goes over here, well, I mean, strictly speaking, we could have it, say, go right up to here, and then just use the space as necessary. So the only question is, how will we go about this? Alright, I've got an idea. So we'll put you there. It seems I need to go a little bit more back. There we go. So we're kind of working in reverse here. So all the iron ingots will go up there. And then we can have you there, which will be fed in through the Tower of Splitters. And then essentially rinse and repeat. So let's head upstairs. At least once I build a ramp to be able to get upstairs, that is. There we go. So what we can do is put you like so. And then connect like this. Alright. I think I need to quickly review the recipes here. Okay, so with our current conveyors, the Mark 1s, we can have a maximum of 3 constructors making iron plates. And for you, that would be 4. And that just leaves you, the absolute wild card. So essentially 1 constructor max can handle the screws. And with the Mark 2s, we'd essentially be looking at about 2 constructors with an extra space for 20 more. I think for the screws, I'm going to have to do what I did last series in the Update 8 series, where I split the screws into 3 different areas. Actually, so what does the modular frames need? So you need the iron rods, and we're using the alternate recipe for the rotors. Realistically, I would only need to split it in 2. Okay, that makes things a little bit easier, actually. Well, in that case, let's put in our merge blocks like this. Well, ultimately, I am going to be limited by my conveyor speed, no matter what I do. Probably what I'll do as a just in case. You know what, if I need to move things around later, I'll just move things around later. So, let's see. So we have 3 items. Actually, if I'm going to be splitting the screws into 2, let's put you there and you there. So essentially, you'll be the iron plates. This one a little bit further down will be the iron rods. And then we can figure out the screws when we get to it. Well, this is going to turn into a bit of a rinse and repeat. So initiating time jump in 3, 2, and a 1. And welcome back. So we got all these connected, all still needing power, and as I was getting things together, I realized the solution is all downstairs. So, like below, we have this setup, except instead of going basically down and then up, we're basically bringing it across, and then half of it will be going on the top layer, and then we have our second layer below. So that will help keep things from clogging up and allow us to have at least 2 more constructors if we need them. So the only thing left to sort out is the intake. So, question is, how do we go from those to each section? Well, for starters, let's put a tower there. And then just connect them up like so. Alright, I'm definitely going to have to quickly put in some supports, but I can't do that until we get our Mark II conveyors. So you just need to add in this floor. Then add those ones in. Alright, put you there, put you there. And that is the output all sorted. So back to the intake. So what we could do, let's see. All right, I've got an idea. So with you there, that would mean I would have to put a splitter here. And I wonder if I can make it work with you there. I guess so. The only problem is need to have it more over here. Okay, and then all I gotta do is connect you to there and you to there. And that is essentially this area sorted. Now, my plan is, how the hell did you get over there? Anyways, so the only thing left to sort out is a centralized storage. Because essentially what I want to do is I want to have a centralized storage area for all of our, I guess we can call it tier 1 items. So, actually, you know what? Instead of tier 1 items, let's call them stage 1 items. So basically things that go straight from raw materials into an item. And then we can sort out our assemblers later. So what we'll do is grab a bunch of containers. So you and you will be the screws. Could I go directly? No. Needs to be at least one more across. All right. There we go. And we just connect you like that. Brilliant. All right, so you and... All right, need to... All right, let's see if you connect. Looks like you will. Excellent. All right, so these will be the screws, and then you will be our iron plates, and you can be the iron rods. And then we can add the copper storage and the concrete storage afterwards. Okay, well, I guess the only thing now is to get everything powered up. So, with that being said, I will be back for the final time in just a moment. And welcome back. So, everything is up and running, and our iron is already heading down the production line. So let's see how it goes and see, like in... No, this is the starting point. I still managed to miss a couple of spots. The joy of troubleshooting. So essentially what I'm looking for is any of these pausing up. But from the sounds of it, we are all good. Alright, so iron ingot should be coming along. Yep, brilliant. Okay, looking good, looking good. And, looks like there's another connection I'd forgotten. Alright. We should be good now. Oh, might as well quickly head on upstairs and make sure everything's actually building something. Okay, you're fine. So that one went green. That one's gone green. Perfect. And both of those have gone green. Excellent. Which means we should start seeing, yep. Alright, so that's one set of screws. What about over here? Okay. Everything is running smoothly, which is exactly what I like to see. And I think that is where I will end the episode, and probably what I'll do off camera is the copper facility, because it's essentially going to be a carbon copy of this. So, next episode, we will sort out our assembler production, as well as get started on getting the space elevator build and getting the first project completed. So, thank you very much for watching. If you are not yet subscribed, please feel free to subscribe, like, dislike at your own leisure. Comments, feedback, suggestions are more than welcome down the comments below. Until the next upload, this is Assassin Gamer, signing off.